So the question is, can you take money out of your annuity? Hi, I am Stan The Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, representing pretty much every carrier out there. We're going to cover that question in detail, but not until I hear music. So in this video, I'm going to talk about all different types of annuities and then how you can take money out of that annuity, whether it's interest, lifetime income, or withdrawals. We're going to cover all of that in detail. All right, so we're talking about taking money out of your annuity. Since we're going to skip SPIAs and DIAs and QLACs, single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts, because those are annuitization products and you've already established that that income stream's coming. So let's talk about the other types that you can take money out of. Multi-year guarantee annuities, MYGAs, fixed indexed annuities, FIAs, FIAs, and then variable annuities. You can all take out 10% penalty free with most of them, variable annuities and indexed annuities. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the annuitization products, single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, and qualified longevity annuity contracts. All we're going to discuss in this video are multi-year guarantee annuities, fixed index annuities, and variable annuities. Hey, just as a side note, we're taking a little break here. Like and subscribe these videos, please. It'll make my wife happy, and I've been married 32 years, and that's important. So I get a call from Chester the other day, and he goes,
"Hey Stan, can I take money out of annuity?"
That's a pretty broad question, Chester. The answer is maybe, depending on the type of annuity that you purchase. Some annuities are principal protection products. You can peel off the interest, you can cash it out, those type of things. Some are irrevocable lifetime income streams. So think about it as you walk outside to your house. As you were a kid, you had the house, you had the water spigot, and you rip the knob off the water spigot. Spigot's kind of southern. Water faucet for you cultured people out there. And the water's just flowing and flowing and flowing. That's an irrevocable lifetime income stream annuity, meaning that once that income stream's coming, it's going to come the rest of your life if you set up for lifetime income, period. There's no liquidity. So the answer to Chester's question, which is,
"Can I take money out of my annuity?"
it depends on the annuity type. The answer for some is yes, and the answer for some is no, which leads to the common point of you need to talk to me, because I'm going to tell you which one. And you need to be aware of the illiquidity, that's a really good word, illiquidity of some annuities compared to others. You need to know the benefits and the limitations, the good and the bad of the annuity. If it sounds too good to be true, it is every time, right? Nod your head. Of course it is. That's the reason we need to talk. But the answer is, some are illiquid and some are liquid, and it depends on what your specific goals are, and we'll match you up with that product. Okay, so you already have an annuity, so how do you get money out of it? One of the ways is income, lifetime income. So there's two ways to do that. The first is the policy that you have. You can annuitize that policy, in other words, create a lifetime income stream, or you can take the policy that you have, that deferred policy, and you can transfer it, non-taxable event, to a single premium immediate annuity, and get a lifetime income stream that way as well. The second way to take money out of an annuity is just taking out the interest. Multi-year guarantee annuities, which is the annuity industry's version of a CD, is a way to do that. So if you buy a 5-year multi-year guarantee annuity, it has a specific interest rate. Most of those companies are going to allow you to take out the interest. Not all, but most are. Fixed index annuities, another CD type product, you can take out that earned interest, whatever that accumulation value has earned for that year or 2-year option, you can take that out as well. Okay, so let's talk about the annuity types that allow you to withdraw money, which for a lot of people, they want that. They want their cake and eat it too, right? But with some, like multi-year guarantee annuities, which is the CD version, the annuity version of a CD, there are companies that allow you to take a free withdrawal of that money. Typically, it's either 5 or 10% annually of the total accumulation value. Most of them let you do that, but not all of them. Remember, in the annuity world, they're commodity products. I mean, there's tons of carriers. I represent pretty much everyone out there. So if you said to me, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, I want to make sure that if I need money and I want to withdraw money, I want to do it penalty free, I'm going to make sure that's the products that I show you and shop all carriers for that. So that's multi-year guarantee annuities. Variable annuities and fixed index annuities, pretty much all, you can't say all, but 99% allow that 10% or 5%. And typically with index annuity and variable annuity, it's a 10% free withdrawal of the accumulation value every single year. Now, just to throw a little wrench in the engine a little bit, some of these companies allow, like, you can accumulate. In other words, you don't have to take the money out 1 year, and then the second year you can take 20% out, but that's not a lot of them out there. Here's the bottom line with withdrawal. You just have to be specific with me. What do you want? If you don't need the money, let's lock in and get the highest contractual guarantee. You're not going to take money out. But if you want that flexibility of taking money out, let me know. Typically, it's a 5% or 10% free withdrawal. That means no penalties taking the money out. And remember this is another key part of the withdrawal provision. At the end of the surrender charge time period, you can take all the money out. So let's just take a couple examples. A multi-year guarantee annuity, remember that's a CD, the annuity version of a CD. Let's say you bought a 5-year multi-year guarantee annuity. At the end of 5 years, the withdrawal provision is all of it. You can take it all with interest. Same thing if you bought an indexed annuity, that's a 10-year surrender charge. At the end of that 10 years, you can take all of it. But I think a lot of you are just worried about, hey, I'm locking the money in for 5 years, or I'm locking the money in for 10 years, or I'm locking the money in for 3 years, or I'm locking the money in for 7 years. But Stan, the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent, I need to make sure that if me and Marge or me and Bill need to take money out, I can take care of that for you. At theannuityman.com, there's a live MIGA feed, and we list where the products that you can take money out. But at the end of the day, we need to have that conversation so that you understand what you're buying. I've come up with 2 very unique ways to determine if you need an annuity, and if you do, what type works best contractually for you. The first 2 questions that I've come up with. Every single person that calls Stan the Annuity Man, and I encourage you to do that, go to theannuityman.com and set an appointment to speak with me. But I ask them 2 questions. The first question is, what do you want the money to contractually do? And the second is, when do you want those contractual guarantees to happen? So let's take those 2 questions, and I'll give you a couple examples. What do you want the money to contractually do? I want income. Second question, when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? I want income to start now. Well, then we've determined that you might need a single premium immediate annuity. Let's do it again. What do I want the money to contractually do? Income. When do I want those contractual guarantees to start? 7 years from now. Okay, we've narrowed it down to 2 product types. Deferred income annuities, it could be a QLAC as well, and income riders. Okay, from just those 2 questions, I'll quote all carriers to find the highest contractual guarantees, and then we will discuss them. Let's do it again. What do you want the money to contractually do? I want to protect the principal and get some interest. When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? Now. Okay, great. That is a multi-year guarantee annuity. That's the annuity industry's version of a CD. See how simple that is? So let's do it again. What do you want the money to contractually do? And when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? Now, the second thing I've come up with is an acronym called PIL. P stands for principal protection. I stands for income for life. L stands for legacy. And the other L stands for long-term care / confinement care. So let's do it again. Principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care. If you do not need to contractually solve for one or more of those items in the PIL acronym, you do not need an annuity. There's no G for growth. There's no M for market. There's no S for stocks. It's PIL, principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care. You can contractually solve for those 4 items using annuities. So let's do it again. 2 questions. What do you want the money to contractually do? And then use the PIL, principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care. That's it. That's the way to determine if you need an annuity and what type. And even better than that, if you don't need an annuity. So taking money out of an annuity, before you do that, I would encourage you to go to theannuityman.com and schedule a time to speak with me one-on-one for 30 minutes so we can go over the details so you can make a good informed decision. You can also go to my site and get the books. I'll send them to you for free. I've written 6 owner's manuals on all annuity types. And you can also run your own quotes, which is cool as well. One more thing, I do have a podcast called Fun with Annuities on all major platforms. I encourage you to listen to that. The replays are on my site as well. So I appreciate you listening to me today. Watching this video, do me one more favor. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.